I think a lot of people are afraid to be successful because mediocrity is comfortable. And that's what I talk about in my book. It's like, if you come from multiple generations of mediocrity, you are comfortable in mediocrity. Yes. I remember, so when I first got married, my wife is from the other side of the tracks. So her family did the yearly Disney vacation. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they were like the quintessential, like upper middle class white family that had 2 living rooms. You know, there's like the living room and then there's the sitting room and all that. And so here I come from the hood to go pick her up on a date, and I get brought into the other living room, and so unfamiliar. So when we got married, it's funny because like I didn't know that there are upper echelon people that have 2 comforters on their bed, one for show and one that you use. And as a hood rat, I was severely offended over this concept. And so because the one that was for decoration was so comfortable, I was like, no, this is mine. So our first major marriage argument was me telling my wife, I will roll myself up like a burrito in this decorative comforter and you will bury me in this thing because how dare you, you know, but what I was really doing was, I came from a different world. I was protecting the comfortability of trauma. I was protecting the comfortability of poverty. I didn't even like being in nice spaces. Now, for anybody who knows me now, how you know I'm delivered is I'm bougie now. Yeah. You come over to my house and I'm like, I've beat my wife in the competition of like, who's more bougie now. But my point in saying that is, for me, it's poverty was comfortable. So if you started to upgrade things around me, I would self-sabotage to get it back down, to reduce it down to what was familiar. Because human beings, psychologically, we go after what's familiar more than what's better. So it's like I was chasing familiarity, even though my wife was trying to introduce me to something better. And that whole comforter story is so funny because it was like there was a battle. Like I had such a scarcity mindset. I didn't believe there could be 2 comforters. There's only one. And so that I think many people listening right now don't realize that, you know, the Bible talks about promotion comes from God. So it's like the only person blocking us is us. And I, for years, had to go through those layers. And that's when we talk about obedience. When I look at the life of Christ, a guy's like, hey man, I'd love to follow you, but my dad just died. And it's a very reasonable thing to go do your dad's funeral, then become a disciple. That's reasonable. But Christ is so unreasonable in how extreme he is. And when you preach the way I preach, it's very offensive to people in the West because what we've done is accommodated so much. And so it's like Jesus is saying, let the dead bury their own dead. He's so binary. You know what I mean? It's either you're all in or you're all out. There is no in between. And so for me, a lot of my life has looked like you said, those battles with disobedience, what proportion of obedience, the battles with, you know, with myself and my preconceived ideas. And that really has been, a lot of times when I'm preaching, I'm literally just preaching to a younger version of myself. And when people are like, I feel so much authority in your sermons, I'm like, yeah, because you're listening to me mentor a version of myself that I already mentored. You know,
and you went through it. Just where a lot of times when God wants to give someone authority, he'll give them whatever mountain they're supposed to give. They're supposed to get authority over. And then they have to figure out how to climb it.